Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa Another. On our last episode, a lot happened. I don't even know how to summarize it. We thought Tsurugi died, and then he didn't, and then Kisaragi died, and it looked like Mikako was the culprit without, any doubt. But it's gonna be more complicated than that, let's be serious. And that was about it. My audio was super bad the last episode. I'm not 100% sure why. I think it had to do with the dehumidifier in this room I record in, as well as that my Audacity settings kind of got botched. I literally went and re-downloaded it because I couldn't figure out how to fix the settings. And I did a couple of test recordings before this just to make sure the audio sounded normal. And it did in there, so I'm crossing my fingers that this sounds like it's supposed to. If it doesn't, I'm so sorry. I turned off the dehumidifier, even if that destroys the humidity. I'll turn it back on when I'm done recording, it's fine. But yeah, I guess we can just get into it. We should be doing all of the investigation this episode, and if the investigation takes less than 40 minutes, I will start the trial. And then I'll just go until part 2, which I could be recording for 2 hours. I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but excited. Case 5 already. That chapter 5 is going by really fast. I'm curious if the trial's gonna end up being really long like chapter 2's was, because the actual chapter itself was so short. I thought we were on chapter 4 forever, and this one is just we're already here. I didn't hang out with somebody 10 times like I did earlier. But okay. Okay, let's talk to Mekaru first. Maida, is it fine for a minute? No, even if it's not okay. Listen up. Well, it's fine, but why? Have you tried talking with Mikako Kurokawa? No, because Yuki yelled at her last episode, so she probably doesn't want to talk to us anymore. Thanks, Yuki. No, not yet. She looks shocked about this. I'll be completely honest. I can't think of anyone other than Kurokawa as the culprit. In this case, if we consider from the perspective of the elimination method. What? Wait a minute. Wasn't Mekaru the one who said to investigate, since we don't know this yet? As I said, this is only the elimination method. Of course we have to investigate. But look at this. The victim, Yamato Kisaragi, ran out to find Mikako Kurokawa while we were all together. And after that, we were together until that guy was found dead. And it wasn't like this until we arrived at the 5th floor hallway that something had already happened. Until it happened. Tsurugi went to see Kinjo, and Taira went to check on the laboratory, right? I asked them, so it would be impossible to break up with us and then commit murder. And even before I asked them, the hallway on the 5th floor was already covered in blood. Kinjo. Tsurugi said that he was safe. It's more like he's been fighting on his own mind than being safe, but I can't see him being involved in this crime. You're right. After all, what Tsurugi said a while ago was wrong, but nothing is amiss. The only one capable to commit this is Mikako Kurokawa. If you think this far, there are 2 possibilities. One is that the real culprit is Mikako Kurokawa. The second one, other than Mikako Kurokawa overturned all her doubts towards her. And they are laughing behind the whole scheme. Then all of this was planned? Actually, everything seems a little vague. Neither of these have definite conclusions. The incident itself, it's very unusual and abnormal. We still need to do more investigation. For real. However, there's one thing with certainty. Mikako Kurokawa is the only one who doesn't have an alibi. She doesn't have an alibi. Then does this mean that it is meaningless to consider this case based on an alibi? If anyone other than Kurokawa is the culprit, that means they've been walking alongside us all along and committing the murder. Anyway, let's investigate further. Mekaru, thank you for the information. I didn't really tell you anything worth deserving your thanks, did I? Now the real problem is bigger than you can imagine. Hold your mind steady and investigate. Everyone's alibi has been added to the student handbook. Thanks, girl. Okay, what do you want? Hey, Maida-kun, I have something to tell you. Huh? Akane? Did you do it? Did you find out something? No, rather than finding, I'll tell Rei-chan about it later. Do you remember? When Rei-chan asked me to go check out the lab, there were pieces of flesh. Oh, what? Pieces of flesh? What are you talking about? I don't know. It was a few, or the size of a mass of flesh. They were formed in a huge clump. What? It was so grotesque and bizarre that I almost fainted on the spot. I was trembling and tried to calm down and let you all know, but Maida-kun and Rei-chan were already gone. Wait a moment. Bloody flesh? Isn't this related to Kisaragi's death? Yes, I noticed it too. The only wounded among us was Kisaragi-kun, who died. But doesn't it mean Kisaragi-kun died in the lab? I don't know for certain to this point, but at least I'm pretty sure the culprit did something to them in the lab. Akane, thank you. Thanks to you, I got an important clue. It's okay. After all, it's thanks to Rei-chan who told me to go to the lab. Well then, I'll tell the other guys about it too. Still, there are many restrictions in the records, so I was just wondering about the place Kisaragi died. If Akane's words are true, there's the possibility that Kisaragi was also murdered elsewhere and brought to the records. Since Akane informed me, I'll go check the laboratory directly a little later. Okay. This kitchen knife is clean. Remember when this happened? This is the knife Kurokawa was holding when the body was found. Did Kurokawa really? With this knife? To Kisaragi? Why Kurokawa? Before that question, I first felt something odd with this knife. The Monokuma file I read a while ago. Clearly, it said there was no other trauma other than this chest hole, right? It was clearly written that way. Besides, just looking at Kisaragi's corpse right in front of me, there was no traces of the use of a knife. And not just the corpse. When I looked again, the knife itself was clean, without a drop of blood. Then, is this it? This knife is simply for distraction? No, but then why was Kurokawa holding the kitchen knife in the first place? I shouldn't do this. When I start to think like this, I continue to doubt only Kurokawa. Let's not get caught in our prejudices until we go to the trial. Didn't we already experience this 4 times before in the previous trials? Kurokawa wouldn't have been holding this knife for no reason. Let's make a note of it. Clean knife. You know the knife? Like, it's kind of bigger than my entire body, you know? I can't even go over to her. Look, it's like I'm trying to walk over to her and talk to her, but it doesn't let me. Can I like go around? No? I don't know how I'm gonna get over to her, like genuinely. Okay, Monokuma file. I think we already looked at this, but I might have to look at it a second time. The victim is Yamato Kisaragi. Estimated time of death was approximately 8:30 a.m. The cause of death was due to shock from a laceration. A huge hole in his chest. No other injuries were found. Okay. I like how Yuki's just in the picture this time. Like, it's not really a good shot of the body. It's just me. Kisaragi's dead body. Kisaragi's eyes were open and empty. He looked like a high school student, no different than us. The handsome face with distinct features was so straight that my brain didn't think it was strange. Well, I can't figure it out by just using the Monokuma file. I'll have to check it out. I don't imagine them showing me his body up close because we already had a CG of it. And I'm like, Yuki's in the corner shocked and they wouldn't just show that again. That wouldn't really make sense. So it's probably just gonna describe it here, I think. Kisaragi's body was more severely damaged than the deaths of my friends I've ever seen. It was so cruel that I got goosebumps just looking at it. Wasn't like someone decapitated? Did I make that up? Wasn't I already forgot his name. Buff guy. Wasn't he like basically decapitated? Like not quite. Some of them were really gross. Like, you know, like Kizuna had a knife in her throat. That was pretty brutal. This is worse though, apparently. Like a brutal splatter movie scene. But I can't turn my eyes away. I have to make up my mind and investigate anything we can check. As written in the Monokuma file, the flesh on his chest is completely torn apart. It's so terrifying that I don't know how to describe it. Is that it feels like to be exposed to the dynamite or a grenade at a very close range? Of course, if that happens, not only the chest but the whole body would fly away. In the case of Kisaragi, the degree of the wound in his chest was too large, but the rest of his body was fine. The Monokuma file also said that there's no trauma other than the chest. The problem is, I can't even imagine what method to use in order to create a wound like this. Someone suggested in the comments like an explosion somehow, which I kind of agree with. Like, I think there were grenades in the armory, or at least there were flash grenades. I don't know if those do the same amount of damage. Those might just be light, but you know. And it could have been a gun too. I mean, if it's up close enough, it would cause an explosion, I'd imagine. Or, you know, cause like the gun Tsurugi used was messed up, so like he didn't die. Like if the gun was also broken, like Haru was making his fingers explode, you know. That could make it like do that. Although wouldn't it be the hand again? I don't know. I'm just saying it could be a gun, could be a grenade. Maybe. For now, since the ballroom is still open, I can think of it as one of the many weapons in the arsenal. Okay. Wouldn't it be impossible to detonate only the chest with such precision with a bomb? Not to mention the time for the crime is way too short for such meticulous work. What if he had like a bomb inside of him and it just like blew up? Like it was planted in him or something. I don't know how that would work. Like, what if? Anyway, what is certain is that Kisaragi died from this wound. And no more wounds found. Let's talk with everyone at the class trial about it. As of now, there seems to be no way to speculate on this abnormality. Chest hole has been added. The music just stopped. Oh, there it goes. Okay. We're Gucci. A bloody cart left in the corner. This cart. Isn't this something from the lab? It certainly was something we saw on the lab. The fact that this cart is so bloody. Was it used to carry a dead body? It is large enough to carry one person, and although it is a bit difficult, it seems that you can climb places such as stairs by lifting the handle. Actually, I was concerned about it a while ago, but there was blood in the hallway of the 5th floor. We found that if they had entered the record room through the ballroom, could they have not shed a drop of blood while carrying the body there? I've always thought it was weird, but it's not impossible if you use this cart. No, I don't know exactly where Kisaragi died yet. If it was hidden after entering the records, then blood might not matter at all. If we look at it that way, the fact that this car is in the record room itself means that it has climbed the railing of the ballroom? Does that make sense? More and more confusion grows in my mind. Either way, the presence of a cart and blood on it means that it was involved in the case in some way. Let's keep it noted. Bloody cart has been added. I still cannot get to her. Like I am, oh, I got it. You just had to go literally through this wall. Okay. Talk to me, girl. Though I don't think you will. Kurokawa. When Mekka and I found the body, Kurokawa was standing in front of Kisaragi, holding a kitchen knife with her whole body, covered in blood, as if the murder scene had just been discovered. Since Kurokawa hasn't said a word, what in the world happened? What is the truth? Did Kurokawa commit murder? Yuki. Huh? What is it? The things you want to say. I know it. What? Because I know. Don't ask me anything now. She said that Kurokawa handed me a small notebook. Well, what is this? Yamato. Kisaragi had a notebook. Eh? Oh, 430. Looking through the notebook Kurokawa handed over, I found a page with a number written on it, among countless of blank pages. Does it spell anything upside down? I'm looking. Well, the E could be, 3 could be an E, and the 0 could be an O, but I don't know what the 4 would be. It says Oreo. 0430. Kurokawa, is this a Leon situation? Don't ask me anything. Or, oh, is it the password to get in here? You know what, that probably makes a lot more sense. But Kurokawa, even when we found the body earlier. Please. Not now. Don't ask me. I know nothing. She's about to face a life-threatening class trial, and she probably was at the center of this case. And yet she tries to push it back somehow. Yuki, she can't. She coughs up blood when she tries. Like, we've already established this, my guy. I couldn't take my heart away from Kurokawa's expression like that. Still, this number that Kurokawa gave me, no matter how much I think about it, if it's related somehow to this incident, then this, the password, the records? Kurokawa seems to have left a great clue. I'll check this password a little more later. For now, let's continue the investigation. Notebook has been added. Okay. Anything else here? I don't think so. Entrance to the records. Without entering the ballroom, if you enter normally, this would be a normal passage leading to the 5th floor hallway. Also, it doesn't even open from the inside. The door to the records is locked with a password, so it seems impossible to open it from the inside or outside if you don't know the password to it. Oh, it just went fast. I didn't hit anything. Okay, something about Monokuma, that's all I saw. In other words, as long as we are here, even if we enter the password, it won't open. Okay. Mekuru. I don't know about the others, but you and I know, right? Only one can enter, and if 2 or more try to enter at the same time, the bulkhead will come down to block this. That's right, yeah. I didn't even tell them that when we reported on the investigation. Perhaps this place we're standing right now is where the bulkhead is lowered. What? Then we should get out of here. What if the wall suddenly comes down and we get hurt? Don't make a fuss over it. Monokuma did the same, right? After all, the second bulkhead will be lowered after entering the password. It's safe now. What's more important now is the structure of this record room. Only you can enter alone, because this fact itself can have a profound effect on the case. Is that so? Should we care much about the door of the entrance to this room? I mean, we all don't know the password, and we can only access it through the ballroom. If it wasn't for the most likely suspect and victim, I wouldn't care. What? No big deal. Anyways, it's good to remember the rules of entering the records. 1, only one person can enter the records. 2, it won't open if someone is already inside. 3, if 2 or more enter at the same time, the bulkhead comes down. Remember this. You'll have to explain it to the others too. That means you're asking me to explain it? Mekuru, can't you do it? Remember. Okay. We have access to the ballroom, so I thought the records were good with just that. If we listen to Mekuru, it seems the records will be as important a place, a more important place than I thought. Let's keep it to memory. Entrance to records has been added. Okay, let's go see what Teruya's doing. Hi, buddy.
Well, the second floor of the ballroom was connected to the record room. As for the cloth outside, how did the culprit know about this?
Well, Mekuru noticed it right away, so it might not be so strange.
Well, maybe because Mekuru is the killer. Oh, it was just... I'm joking. I'm grown up now. I won't do anything rash. It's true.
Okay, bud. That's it. That's all you gotta say. Okay. So, we gotta go find the flesh that Akane found in the laboratory, I suppose. A cloth was attached to the railing so that we could go upstairs. With this cloth, we were able to enter the archives. The cloth had been set already when Mekuru and I, who first checked the records, entered the ballroom. Then, as expected, the culprit must have installed it. Can I go down? The weird climbing animation. Alright. I felt it when I first climbed, but it was tied really well. Not only that, the texture of the cloth, I think I've touched it a lot somewhere. Anyway, without this cloth, you can't go in or out of the records, so let's be careful not to break it. The person who installed this cloth is most likely the culprit. With this alone, this cloth itself could be proof. Let's keep it noted. Ballroom white cloth. I think I've examined everything in regards to the record room. I've searched as much as I could, but I found very little. Damn it. To begin with, the case itself is somewhat strange. I feel a sense of contradiction within itself. I didn't feel the previous 4 cases to be normal, but I felt something foreign compared to the previous ones. I can't help but complain, since Monokuma hasn't made his broadcast yet. There's still time remaining. And there's also something I heard from Akane. I know, I was going there, Yuki. There were some flesh pieces in the lab. I know. I'm on my way over there. I wasn't even investigating this rope dude. Let's check that with our own eyes. Sometimes he's so slow. Okay, at least it's not gonna make me walk all the way over there like I thought it was going to. Ooh, there it is. It's really like Akane said. Bloodiness. It feels wrong. This is the flesh that Akane mentioned. As Akane mentioned, a chunk of flesh the size of 2 human fists was rolling around in blood. It was so messed up that I couldn't even tell which part it was, but it looked like a piece of meat before being trimmed at a butcher's shop. Ugh, it's terrible. I stopped thinking right now and just wanted to get out of here, but this chunk of flesh has something to do with it too. I have to investigate as far as I can. Flesh. The flesh was crushed everywhere, and it was shaken violently as if it had been squeezed with force. There's something like dust on it, and I was wondering what purpose it was for. Come to think of it, bloodstains in the hallway on the 5th floor were seen from the laboratory to the records. Ooh, what if it's part of like one of the dead people? Like, that'd be really gross and sad. Even this chunk of flesh now. How many times is it gonna say flesh? Like, I'm getting it's making me laugh. I can't help it. It has bloodstains on the outside of the laboratory. Like, stop saying flesh. Then, the bloodstains in the hallway may not have flowed from the corpse itself, but from this piece of flesh that had fallen off. Should I just name the episode Flesh? Would that gross people out? I might do that. I might not, though. That's kind of ugh. Why did the culprit do such a terrible thing? To disguise it as if a corpse was moved. But it's too sloppy to do that. In the beginning, the archive where the body was found was too clean for the murder to take place. As I guessed while talking with Akane, Kisaragi may actually have been killed in this laboratory. That thought only grew more. Maybe they like put him on the cart and like pushed him in somehow because like only one person can enter before like the door shut. There's something near the mass of flesh. Stop saying flesh. Oh, it's a flash grenade. Oh, the explosion. I said grenade earlier, remember? This is what? It looks similar to the smoke grenade used in Haru's incident. A bomb? It can't be. The thing that killed Kisaragi was... Sorry, but... Oh, no, that's right. Sorry, but that's not it. Makaru, you were in the lab too? And what time? Hey, I just came and got a report from Tyra about the lab. Isn't that blah, 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 blah. Isn't that why you're here too? That's true. But... That's not it. Mekaru, do you know what this bomb is? Bomb, or rather gas bomb, that is. Actually, I should say it's an anesthetic gas that temporarily causes paralysis. An anesthetic gas? Any kind of nerve gas. It's not harmful to the body. It's a bomb in form of a gas grenade. So it looks like it was made for military purposes, but the gas itself was also used for medical purposes. I see. How did you know this? I'm not stupid. It's all written there, isn't it? Even if it's written, it's all in English. Well, I think I'll only get more insults if I say any more than this. Anyway, this anesthetic gas. It was used by the culprit, right? That's right. There are plenty of grenades like this in our arsenal. After disabling Kisaragi with this, did they manipulate the case to fit the trick? But I still can't figure it out. Well, that aside, it's time to go to the trial. Did you find out anything? Well, vaguely. Looking at the state of the flesh, I guess that the bloodstains in the hallway did not spread from the corpse itself, but from this piece of flesh. Stop saying flesh, I swear to God. Stop it. And you don't know why they made such a hassle, don't you? Right, something is seriously wrong here. It's not a surprise, because I'm the same. Mekaru, what were you looking at inside? I'm just checking to see if there's something. Something that belongs to Yamato Kisaragi. Checking. Why? Think about it. The bodies of those who have died so far are kept in the laboratory, right? Is there a possibility that it's a piece of flesh cut out from there? Wait, you... Mekaru, did you check the corpses one by one? Huh. Fortunately, there were no traces of anyone touching it, so it's likely that piece of flesh belonged to Kisaragi Yamato. Not that. What about our dead friends? What? Do you want to sue me for checking a corpse? If we don't find out more about the truth, we ourselves will turn into corpses, won't we? That's... Save it. I don't have the luxury to talk to you because we're arguing for nothing. I'm not in the mood to get angry. Mekaru's condition from a while ago. As of now, you don't know either, right, Mekaru? About this case. No, I think I've got a decisive factor. Seriously? Do you know who's the killer? What I should say is, I don't understand. I feel like I just found the answer without knowing the solution. What are you talking about? Look closely at the next to the flesh there. Some letters are displayed here. Letters? What is this? I don't know what that says. I can't read. Blood writing. A dying message? Besides this says Mikako. Mikako Kurokawa? Maybe isn't this it? That's so obvious though. I feel like it's like more complex. Isn't it possible? Anyone who sees it is pointing at that woman. Such a decisive clue. Then the culprit is Kurokawa? Well, if you think about it normally, that is. However, something is wrong. All the clues say that Mikako Kurokawa is the culprit. It fits perfectly. There's an unresolved problem to say that the woman is the culprit. Now, even this dying message points to a name that is neither a password nor a hint. You don't even need to process it. Common sense dictates, if you're the culprit, there's Yuki Maida written at the scene. Would you leave it alone? I would erase it. It's weird. It's so weird. Even if this is the correct answer, there's not one or two oddities. Damn it. A woman like me to fall for this. That was a really quick investigation. It was like 20 minutes. Alright, I think the investigation will be over soon, so let's just get started, shall we? The fifth one, let's do the fifth class trial. All gather at the courtroom on the first floor. Why did I say classroom? Boo! Okay, what color do we think it's gonna be this time? I don't remember. We've had green, we've had blue, we've had red. I literally don't remember what it was for Satsuki's. I'm gonna guess purple this time. I think it was like orange or yellow last time, maybe. I'd have to rewatch the footage. I genuinely don't remember. And that's hilarious because I did that trial twice. It's finally starting. Let's go. The trial will be conducted and a decision will be made. There's no choice. I'll do my utmost effort to help out as long as I cooperate with you guys. That will be reassuring enough, right? Yeah, so far I've passed the class trial 4 times. Let's trust everyone. It will definitely work out somehow to find out the culprit. Hello, little buddy.
You were here.
Teruya, what's wrong?
Wait a minute, I have something to show you.
What do you mean? We have to go to the courtroom.
It's only for just a minute. You have to go down to the first floor anyway. Just go to the dormitory for a moment.
The dormitory? What's going on there? I decided to go down to the dormitory following Teruya, who looks desperately different from usual. Where Teruya took us was... What the... Oh, this is Kurokawa's room because she has the skeletons. I think I've already been in here because I did her free time events. Hey, this is Kurokawa's private room, isn't it? Teruya, why in the world are you? Before the why comes how comes first. You can't enter someone else's private room. Without a key, how did you get into Mikako Kurokawa's private room?
No, I was trying to stop by my room for the last time because I was afraid that might go to trial in advance. That's when I saw Kurokawa's private room was wide open.
The door was open?
Well, I excused myself into Kurokawa's room. I came in for a while to find out what was going on. Well, I found something surprising. Come this way.
Look at all her gravestones. Isn't that weird?
Well, this bed. The sheet is missing.
Oh, bed sheets from the rope. No bed sheet. Only hers. Why only Kurokawa's room? The cloth hanging from the railing of the ballroom. So that was it. It was the bedsheet. What?
Yeah, I noticed it too. Kurokawa's bedsheet was torn and tied together.
Wait, but then why was Kurokawa's sheet used?
What else could it be? It's because she's the culprit, and this is not far-fetched. As it has been before. If this is not solid evidence, then what the heck is it?
Evidence to be so open like this. This is no longer reasoning or being ignorant. This is really... Mekaru? She's been framed.
What are you guys doing? Did the announcement tell you to gather at the courtroom? Mr. and Miss Kurokawa are waiting for you.
Ugh. We've been away for too long.
Seriously, I've seen you do this once or twice before, so you think you can be like, no? Originally, it's just calling for a quick execution.
Now, Teruya, let's go to the courtroom. We can't avoid a class trial. Okay.
No, we finally got everyone together. Maybe a little late, but let's get started right away. As always, please take the elevator down. Oh, and for reference, Kendra-kun is alive, but he's unconscious, so I gave him a special break for this trial. The number of people will be small, but let's work hard.
5 people, including me. It's necessary to uncover the truth of the case with such a small number of people. Maida-kun, what in the world were you doing to be so late? Oh, Tori-kun and Ray-chan too.
Sorry, I was taking them somewhere.
Really? I was so worried. I thought something happened because Mikako-chan doesn't say anything. Well, we're not dead anyway, right? Let's go down. Everyone is ready, right? How did the outcome? This might be the last class trial. Nah, there's a chapter 6, Ray. There's always a chapter 6. It's not. Why the last one? Why? Because common sense. There's already 5. Except for Kinjo, I can't see any hopeless people. So when this class trial is over, there will be only 4 people left. If the number of people is reduced up to that point, there will be no murders or trials. The fewer the people, the more difficult it is to act.
It does make sense. But that goes for when we pass this trial safely, right?
Yes, of the 5 of us, there's a culprit. Even for the others who have died so far, it cannot end here. That's all we need to know. Let's begin then, the final climax event. It may be the last class trial. Mekaru's last comment, who wasn't sure if it was filled with certainty, overlapped with the number of remaining survivors, dug deeper into my chest. I also have to make up my own mind. Overcoming a life-threatening class trial? This school? No. To escape this building? To survive safely and to see my family again. To find out the truth. Laboratory meat. Oh, why did they call it that? Anesthetic gas. Kisaragi's dying message. Kurokawa's room. Can I talk to you guys? Yes. Okay, what do you have to say? This case. I didn't like it. Without the trick, no evidence or culprit. I like that Mekaru's kind of like my bestie now. That's cute. I won't be scared or withdrawn anymore, because we can't end here without knowing anything. The culprit who killed Kisaragi must be identified.
The culprit, it's already out here. It'll be okay, we won't die here.
Okay, let's go! Everyone, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, what color was it gonna be? I'm thinking purple. I kind of miss Tsurugi. He's fun. He's a fun character. A silence so heavy that crushes us lingers in the elevator. Not only was it the tension that the class trial was about to begin, but it was also due to the insufficient number of people. Kinjo's still alive, but frankly, there's not much hope. No, just being alive is still a hopeful thinking. Mekaru said that it is highly likely that this will be the last class trial. I really wish it was, but due to the nature of the class trials, 1 out of 5 people will never be able to go back up this elevator again. This is crazy. Oh, it's like we're so small now. Still, we had no other choice but to do it. I don't even know who. Like, everything's pointing to Kurokawa, and that makes me think it wasn't her, or she was like set up or framed somehow, and it's gonna be like she gets killed but she didn't actually do anything, maybe? Maida-kun? Did you say something? Nothing, just talk to myself. Yeah, we have to do it. Since the very first time Maki was murdered, this has been repeated over and over again. We have no choice. There's none. The elevator stopped with a heavy sound, and we stepped into the class trial for a 5th time, craving for hope to survive. Oh, it's pink! Dang it! Oh well.
Oh, you're finally here. I thought I was going to die from the exhaustion of waiting.
It's like rainbow, actually. Very... I think this color palette of this trial would have fit Satsuki's better, because she's literally a clown.
What is the atmosphere in this courtroom seem to be getting more colorful?
Oh, that's really good. You have eyes to look, I see. This time I designed it with a special care. Doesn't make your eyes glow.
Ew.
Now the number of people is small, so we'll want to start early. As always, please go to your selected seats.
I like Kisaragi's, like, thing is next to Monokuma, because there wasn't a spot for him.
Even though there are only 5 people here, the fewer the numbers, the more interesting the case. Will the Blackened succeed in escaping this time? We'll hope one again. Well, let's get started.
So it begins, the 5th class trial. The 5th crossroad of death. The victim of this case, Kisaragi. There's also the Kisaragi Foundation that used to exist, but his existence itself was the number 1 suspect on the candidate to be the mastermind. But I was thinking differently about Kisaragi. His brain was weird. He couldn't communicate well, but no matter how you looked at him, he didn't look like a villain. If we had talked a little more, we might have known more about him. To think they would end up like this. After Kisaragi's appearance, Kurokawa's condition became strange to anyone looking at it. In the end, she emerged as the most likely candidate to be the culprit, and everyone became suspicious of her. Whatever the truth is, even if I don't want to know, soon it will be revealed. No, it must be revealed. Our resolves will cross each other, and the trial shall begin. A life-threatening discussion. Life-threatening lie. A life-threatening betrayal. There's just like so few people now. Look at that. It's only Mekuru. All these girls are dead. A life-threatening explanation. A life-threatening excuse. A life-threatening trust. I do not like seeing Satsuki all pinked out. That's very depressing. A life-threatening class trial. Okay, I'm actually going to stop it here. It's going to probably be a little bit shorter of an episode, unfortunately. But if I start now and this goes on for another 2 hours, I think I'm going to kill my vocal cords. So we're going to not do that. We're just going to record it next time. Very interesting. Let me save real quick. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I just think like it being Mikako is so obvious that that can't be the answer, you know? Like that would make sense if this was like case 1, but we're on case 5. That doesn't really fly anymore. This is gonna be the most complicated one in the entire game. Because like chapter 6 is always like, this is how I did it. I'm the mastermind. Chapter 5 is just the total like mind fuckery, you know? So I'm super curious how this is going to play out. Like if it was Mikako, it wasn't. Like she was somehow tricked or set up or they staged it. Like think like the first game, how they basically like it wasn't anyone, but they're like, nope, it's Kirigiri if you got the bad end, or it's you, Naegi, if you got the normal end, even though it wasn't. and like something like that's gonna happen where she like survives the execution, or it's like something else. I'm not really sure where they're going with this. I think he died from that like explosion somehow, and his flesh ended up there, and I still think they used the cart to like get him in there and like roll him in, but I mean, it's like, I feel like that investigation was really short, and there's a lot of questions I have. I don't know, because I think the password in his, like, or the numbers was in his, that Kisaragi had, his notebook, I think that was the password to get into there. Like, we didn't confirm it, but, and plus, like, Mikako's bedsheets being the source of the rope, like, maybe they went in her room on purpose and did that. Like, maybe Kisaragi was trying to kill her. I don't know. But we'll find out next time when we do part 1. And I will see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you did like it, and leave a comment. I do read every comment. And subscribe if you haven't. It really helps my channel out and helps me. And I will see you again in the next episode. And I hope you're having an amazing day. I forgot to say that, but yes. Have a wonderful day. And yeah, see you later. Bye.